But the main thing that we need to work on as a people is addressing, the trauma that is in our families, and to stop trivializing things that go on in our communities that we just sweep under the rug. For example, I'm not sure how many of y'all have kept up with surviving R. Kelly, or the R. Kelly, all this R. Kelly mess. And I was very confused when they made a part 2, because I was like, I thought they did everything they had to do in part 1, but there was still plenty of stories that needed to be told, and it really speaks on what the job that we have to do in the black community, and protecting our black girls and protecting our black women. Because with everything I've seen on the telly regarding surviving R. Kelly, it's clear he represents a greater problem to our community that's uglier than Betty, plus there's complicity on all sides that keeps it on the underbelly. But his case isn't another example of the system trying to discredit a brother that's well respected, but it proves to the world that our young black girls have always been unprotected, and to highlight a perverse culture that's constantly been neglected. Because for every Robert Kelly, there's a family member doing the exact same. If it ain't their older cousin Mike, then it's their cool Uncle James, and they'll try to sugarcoat the abuse and claim they're playing a little game. And it's a shame that members of the family are well aware and don't seem to care. But when all that dirt comes out in the wash, no one wants to shoulder any blame. We want to call out Catholic priests since they're always in the news. Meanwhile, Deacon Williams is at the church finding new ways to abuse. And even with all the evidence and clues, members are still finding reasons to excuse his actions, and have the audacity to claim that his insatiable lust for young sisters is simply old-fashioned. I just think it's suspicious. For our community to constantly boast about being so religious, we're the first to close ranks and classify pedophilia and abuse as grown folks' business, which simply translates to, sorry your older cousin Junior's touched you, little baby, but go and finish up those dishes. Because they'll see the writing on the wall and still be blind and superstitious like Stevie. They'll call the pleas from their own blood fictitious while they pronounce guilt of R. Kelly as they sit and watch the TV. We've grown to accustomed to sweeping our dirt under the rug because no one wants to put Uncle Bobby on the spot and call him out for those extra long hugs. It's shaking our families to the core, but we continue to ignore it. R. Kelly was able to lock his demons in a closet, but our family members compartmentalize their trauma because there's nowhere else they can store it. There is no reason that your 58-year-old slick Uncle Rick should be saying, oh, you Shirley's daughter, or you done got kind of thick. And even if you tell your family he slid his hand underneath your blouse, they'll tell you to shut your mouth and sternly remind you it ain't nobody else's business of what goes on in this house. So instead of telling these little black girls to stop being so fast, tell these grown men not to chase them. We've got to address the predatory behaviors in our communities because there is no excuse. And we've got to tell our children that it's not their fault and they're not complicit in their own abuse. So it's your prerogative if you want to listen to R. Kelly. Because I won't tell you what to do. But if you're going to mute R. Kelly, make sure you unmute our young black girls too. Thank you.